What is going on, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, traders and investors, Camilo here from Trending Wavez, bringing you to our end of the market update for Thursday, May the 27th of 2021. So today was relatively sideways, price action flat, but we saw individual names really going out there. So, like the meme stocks, for instance, AMC was pretty healthy today, right? Over 40%, I think it was. Even Beyond Meat is making a comeback recovery. So we had good movement. Apple was selling off, but overall there was sort of like a widening of the markets, if you will. Okay, now the S&P and the Qs have been following our wave structure so far. So if you've been watching the videos, you'll know that we've been tracking this wave 4 pullback, and we're still trying to figure out if this wave 4 is over or are we now heading on higher. Okay, now before we dive into the analysis, I'd like to remind you guys that we are still running our it's now a 14-day free trial to join our Discord group, where we share everyday Elliott wave analysis updates for the Q, so the SPY, individual charts, whatever's moving, whatever you guys want. We have our analysis for it. Okay, when we provide them immediately to you guys. So consider joining at no risk. If you guys don't like it, you're free to go. But we'd love to work with you and love to see new faces in the group. Okay, now alternatively, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Hit the thumbs up notification and hit that bell button so when I upload these videos, you'll be notified. So as of now, we're still looking for the primary degree wave 1 to unfold. This wave structure here that you see in front of us is still valid just as long as we remain north of 398 spot 05. In our video last night, we were looking at a pattern here that has been showing up on this sort of price structure, if you will. Okay, and that pattern here that's unfolding looks like this, right? Looks like a W, doesn't it? Okay, and where else in the chart do we see that? We see that W pattern here. We see that here, and we even see that here. Okay, and what happens when we break out from the previous high or from the middle part of the W shape? We break out. Okay, we break out, and so is that going to happen here to us? Is this what we're looking at? So maybe, possibly, who knows? But what we can do is always take it a day at a time and dissect it. So you have to understand that we're not the only ones understanding and looking at these patterns, but there's also hundreds and thousands of other traders doing the same. So perhaps if that's the pattern that's going to play out, so we can anticipate a further move up. All right, so our upside target still remains. Our resistance will come in at 454 spot 12 and 444, which is the intermediate wave degree and the minor degree wave 5 of the primary degree wave 1. So that's still valid, as I said, just as long as we remain north of wave count invalidation, which is 398 spot 05. Taking it down to the 1 hour time frame, guys. Let's dissect this now. From the March lows, 1, 2, 50% support at 384 spot 69. 5 waves up. Oops, let's delete this. 5 waves up into the wave 3, and now we are here working a sort of flat correction, if you will. Okay, and the way we're looking at this, guys, is that taking it down to the 30-minute time frame. Actually, before I do that, all right, so we have 3 waves here, 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 2, and 3. Okay, whichever one is unfolding. But the way I feel that this might be playing out is that since this is the W shape, as I noted in our previous in the daily time frame, we're looking for we broke above this level, and now what appears to be is that we are hovering above it and holding support. Okay, now if we hold support and hold these levels, then I do anticipate a breakout, which is potentially why we see individual names running, guys. Okay, now taking you guys to the 30-minute time frame where we can dissect this further. Okay, the way we should be looking at this, I guess, or the way we are interpreting it, is that from the May highs down in A, B, C to the wave B, and potentially, so this is what we're looking at, right? Potentially another leg lower. Okay, I don't think that might be the case. I mean, actually, perhaps I'm 50-50, to be frank with you. Okay, so if this is not the case, if we're going to end up going higher, so this is up and one, down in 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, this could be called, I mean, wave D can still go on here. So as I mentioned in the previous videos, every time wave D goes up or wave B, sorry, goes above the 78.6% retracement of the wave A advance, okay, that opens up the door for the 1272 retracement. Okay, and so when that happens, we can expect the price action to hover over these levels and then head on higher. So the way I'm looking at this, guys, is the following. Actually, where is that? Oh man, it deleted. So the way I'm looking at this is we are down in A, up in B, and we're looking for C. So in yesterday's video, we did not have this price data here just yet. So the way we were looking at it was this, right? We had this coming down to the wave C, which was confluence with a 23.6 retracement of this wave advance, and that came in at 416.97. Now, look, this is not the case anymore, obviously, because we saw price action go on higher, but we saw resistance at the 417. So I noticed we've been noting this resistance level 47. I'm looking at this price action here, 420.70, okay, and 420.70. So it looks like a double top, right? But what it's also noting rather a flat correction. Okay, a flat correction will look like this. So flats, they normally don't go, regular flats rather, they don't go above the previous wave high, and they don't go below the previous wave low. So if this is the case, then we should, as I just pushed up this retracement or this extension to here, we should see a 100% extension to this low, right, to the low of wave A, which comes in at 418. Actually, no, right there, comes in at 417.62. So that wave A, wave B, wave C, 417.62 should be our next level of support. Now we have 3 levels here to watch for. Okay, now that we reviewed the wave count, let's watch for 3 levels, for levels of resistance actually, before we go into the level of support. Resistance number 1 is the 420.70. Okay, that's this high and that's this high. When we break above that, our next level of resistance is at 422.83, and then of course at 1272. So 1, 2, and 3 levels of resistance to keep an eye on. Now our next level of support is coming in at 418.20, which is this previous high. As you see here, it's been holding support, but broke out of it, but we're sort of selling off at the moment. Okay, and our next level will be 417.62, which is the low of wave A. Should these levels fail now, should we, if this is not the case, that we're going to head on higher, which is still valid, okay, then we can anticipate that perhaps the 23 or the 38.2%, which is the actual support level that I've been looking for to hold support, right? That'll give me a little bit more comfort to say perhaps this is what we're going to look to take a trade up to the 1272. Okay, if we make a pullback down here and find support and head on higher, we'll know relatively soon. Otherwise, if we fail to hold this, then our alternate count, perhaps, if not going higher in that expanded flat that I just mentioned to you guys. Well, in this degree, that expanded flat looks like this, right? And as I explained to you in the previous video, this type of pattern is designed to do 2 things. It's designed to trap the bulls and trap the bears. Why do I say that? Because it'll trap the bulls on the breakout of the all-time highs, just to find themselves in the resistance of the 1272, and then it'll trap the bears at the breakout of the previous low, just to find themselves at the support at the 100% extension of this wave advance. Now, should this be the case, then expect for the low 400s to come at play at the SPY, or the 399, which is the 100% extension, or the 50%, or the 618. So we have these 3 levels of support downside if we break these levels, just as long as we remain north of the wave count validation at 398. So 403, 399, and 398. Those are 3 levels downside should we break these levels here. Otherwise, we'll see what happens coming into tomorrow. Okay, now taking you over to the Qs. The Qs is a bit quiet as well, but let me hide these guys for you. The Qs is playing also exactly how we've been mapping it out with our labels here with using Elliott wave interpretation. Now we're hovering over the 618, which is 333 spot 56 on the Qs. Okay, now should we fail, now just like in the SPY, right, I'm looking at this as A, B, and C. So our first level of support is at 331.63 to take us higher into bottom trend channel support, right? Or the 100% extension of this wave advance. So A compared to B will give you 337 100%. Okay, so 337 spot, it's not clear, spot 91 is our overhead resistance. Also 340, which is this trend channel here. Okay, and our support comes in at 330 and 327. Now the pattern that's playing out here will remain valid just as long as we are above wave count and validation at 297.43. So we still have long ways to go, guys. So the way I view this triangle here pattern is that obviously it's down in A, up in B, C, D, and E. Once we complete wave D, 3-wave pullback into wave E to take us higher. Actually, let me review the daily time frame. We did not review that at the beginning, so I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. So the way we're looking at this is that we're still looking for primary degree wave 1, intermediate degree wave 5, and minor degree wave 5 coming at 379 and 374. Sorry about that. This wave structure just remains valid just as long as we remain north of 297. Okay, guys, so maybe let's go back here, review real quick. And once again, should we break below our next level of support is this level here, 331. That would be a flat correction then to take us higher. Should we fail, then the 38% at 327. All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna review, anticipating that we're gonna head on higher on the indices and to all-time highs. I've been keeping several stocks on watch, so I'm gonna review those quickly with you guys. So first up is Snapchat. Taking you to the daily time frame, these are good setups that I'm watching in the event that we break out. Okay, so Snapchat has been moving tremendously from the March lows. Okay, so looking at it here from the March lows of the COVID crisis, we go up in 1, correction in 2, acceleration gap in 3. Okay, the third wave came in at the 100% extension of wave 1 compared to wave 2. Okay, and now we're here forming a triangle in the wave 4. These levels are obviously an extension of wave 2 or wave 3 at 23.6, $52, or $44. Okay, so zooming into the 30-minute time frame. Excuse me. The way I'm looking at this, guys, is that when we finish wave 3 here at the February highs, go down in A, B, C, D. Now we're gonna potentially reject. So if we break above $65.84, then that'll invalidate this wave count, and wave 4 has finished here, and this was the start of the next impulse into the wave 5. Otherwise, if we break below, if we don't break above that, and we hold resistance at this trend channel, or at this this trend channel here, then $62 will be our next level of resistance, and then 3-wave pullback into the wave E. Once we complete this, then expect a leg up into the 50% or the 618 at 92 or 107, which is this will be more visible at the daily time frame, which is the extension of wave 2 versus wave 3 compared to wave 4. You get these two levels. So should the markets move again, then this would be our upside target. So look for a break above 65.40, or wait for this pullback in 3 ways to around the $52 area to take advantage for an upside trade. Palantir has been a stock of hype. Okay, as you guys see, the stock went from the low $9 to the highs of 35, so almost a 400% return. So the way I'm looking at this, guys, is that once we complete intermediate degree wave 1, we sold off in 3 waves to down into wave 2. Now the 618 is an extension of wave 1, and that came in at 1713. The way I'm viewing this is that we may be impulsing now. We may be going on higher, and actually this should not be 21. This should be 20. Oops, 20, 30. There you go. Now, taking you to the 1 hour, the 30-minute time frame, actually. Okay, the wave structure looks like this: up in 1, down in 2, 1, 1, 2. Perhaps the third wave still at play. Perhaps we go on higher. Let's take a look. Okay, so we already won above the 100%. So the next level to look at is the 1618. The 1618 comes in at $23.64 for the wave 3 once we find resistance. So at any moment we should be able to start pulling back. So the point is this, guys, not to rush into this trade just yet. This setup looks really good. I want to see a 3-wave pullback into the wave 4 support. Wave count and validation of this structure comes in at 20.30. If we break below that, then obviously we're still correcting this entire wave structure, okay, this entire advance, should we break below that level. Okay, so once again, the way I'm viewing this is 1, 2, 3 may be coming to completion relatively soon. A 3-wave pullback into wave 4 support. Once we finish wave 3, we'll know a possible wave 4 pullback, because we'll take a retracement level, and then that'll give us a projection to a theoretical wave 5 completion. Okay, so keep this on high alert, keep this on watch. Beyond Meat has been a stock of I mean, almost a whole year, 335 days of consolidation from the wave 8. This is why sometimes trading new issues or IPOs can be tricky, because I mean, look at this, there isn't much to look at. I mean, there isn't much price data, but as time has progressed, we've been able to dissect and perhaps look at what's going on here. Okay, so we can count 5 waves from the March lows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the wave A. Now we're looking at an expanding triangle here, and that came into completion, a potential completion here at the 38.2% retracement of wave A, and a 38.2 extension of wave A versus wave B. Okay, that found support also at this bottom trend channel, 1, 2, and 3 levels. Okay, now we've been going up about 40% at the moment, right? From the lows of 101, yeah, just roughly 50%. Incredible move out of Beyond Meat. So what I'm expecting is that Beyond Meat can pull back in 3 waves. If this is the wave 1, 3 waves down to 2, and then we can take advantage to a wave 3 push. Now 100% extension of wave A versus wave B comes in at 220.04, which will be wave C. All right, or should we push beyond that? I don't like doing this because obviously it's not projected yet. It comes in at the upper trend channel line here at 294. Okay, so I saw an article today, I forgot where, but Beyond Me, I think Bank of America was mentioned this, that Beyond Meat is being thrown around on Reddit. So just like AMC or GameStop, it's a short squeeze potential candidate. This could be what's going on here. So if that's the case, keep this on high alert, keep this on high watch, because you may be able to take advantage of this. Next up is Plug Power. Plug Power is another stock that, wow, I mean, we missed this run, but hey, it's never too late. There's always opportunity in the markets. From this low here all the way to the highs, we got about a 3,000%. That's incredible. So the way I'm viewing this, guys, on the daily time frame, intermediate wave degree 1 down into minor degree wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to complete the third wave, the 5th wave of minor degree of intermediate wave degree 3. Now we've been correcting this whole move, and we found support at the 38.2% retracement of wave 2 to wave 3 to find support at the wave 4. Okay, now this here is wave A compared to wave B. You found the 618, and so there's 2 levels of confluence, and there's a third evidence that we may be pushing on higher. So we broke out of this trend channel. Okay, taking it down to the 1 hour time frame. The wave, actually, let's go down to 30-minute time frame. Yep. The way I'm looking at this is that up in 1, down in 2, 3, 4, and 5, we may be completing the cycle already. Now we're going to potentially pull back, retest this low. As long as we remain above 2365, then this whole wave structure is valid, and we may be in store for a further move. Now, this may not be over just yet. Let's take a look. As always, we need to look at for evidence. So yeah, let's see. 618. Okay, so 50%. All right, so we still have a little bit more room to go. The 5th wave should always, if we went beyond the wave 3, okay, we found support here, as you can see with the cursor. We typically see anything between the 50 and the 61, at least, the very least, these 2 levels need to be met. So we still have a little bit more upside left before we see a 3-wave pullback and then head on higher. Okay, again, just as long as we remain north of 23.78, this wave structure is still valid. Taking you guys down to FUBO. FUBO is a stock that has been also, it's good. I mean, obviously this not that pretty, but my point is the following: it's still relatively cheap. And we picked up a leap option trade in the Discord group to take us out to 2023, long time. But the reason is I'm a big fan of soccer. I love sports also, and I use the service. So I'm a big advocate of having in your long-term portfolio. If you don't own a long-term portfolio, you must. Okay, stop wasting your time day trading or trading options. Build that long-term portfolio and use small capital to day trade. Whatever, long-term is what's going to make a difference for your quote-unquote financial freedom. Okay, and building up wealth. It's better to have. It's better. There's the saying goes, it's better to have time in the market than timing the market. Okay, guys. So. And the longer you hold the stock, the less riskier it becomes. That's given. So the way I'm looking at this is this falling wedge pattern is repeating itself here. Okay, and so once we broke out of this falling wedge pattern, we abruptly went on higher, retested it, and look at the move. So if this is the case that's playing out, this is a good example of history repeating itself. Then perhaps we are now breaking out of this falling wedge pattern, right? Retested it and heading on higher. I don't have a wave count for this because it was just pretty evident that this was the pattern at the moment. RSI and MACD looking positive, high volume coming up too. Earnings we had, it was a good report. Okay, they're announcing that they will stream the FIFA World Cup in Qatar, which is pretty awesome. Okay, we didn't have that before. And user growth is coming, it's high. So they had amazing earnings. So I'm really excited about this one. All right, taking us to Tesla, our last chart. I'm really patiently waiting for Tesla to come down. Short term I'm bearish, but long term I'm bullish. Okay, so up in 1, down in 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is the Elliott wave channel from the 2, 3, and 1 to give us a theoretical wave 4. Once it's complete, then we can get the wave 5 projection. Okay, the way I'm looking at this, taking us down to the 1 hour time frame, is that the following. So we went down 5 ways in A, 3 ways up in B, and now we're looking 5 ways down in C. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're looking for another leg lower into the wave 5, which could come in anywhere between the lows of the 500, 510. Now I have this red line here because this was the high in August. We never really back tested this line, so perhaps that's what's going to be our level of confluence. Okay, our next level of confluence will be an extension like this. Okay, that will come in at anywhere between the 618 and the 100% extension. All right, guys, so that's what I'm looking at. I'm hoping that we see another leg lower into support here at this extreme before we can take advantage of a swing trade to take us to the final leg of the 5th wave. Now, this is the reason why, based on this wave count, I mean, as you know, Tesla was added to the S&P. Based on this wave structure here, that's one of the reasons why I do believe we also see another leg higher in the S&P. I mean, there are several other big name stocks that are displaying good wave setups and good chart setups that indicate a possible next leg on higher into for the indices. All right, guys, so I hope this was of good use to you guys. As always, I do appreciate your time. The link to our Discord group is down below. Consider joining. We are running the 2-week trial for you guys. Join with no risk. Cancel at any time, but we'd love to have you there. Also subscribe to the channel. Thank you for helping me hit that 300 subscriber mark. Hit the thumbs up notification, hit that bell button so that you'll be notified when I upload these videos. As always, I appreciate your time and thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.